Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about artificial intelligence, which is not a new technology, but only now it has become more easily available for the general population. So artificial intelligence um, is derived from computers and databases and the internet, search engines, and so forth. It's capable to generate images, write essays, to answer questions. It is It can be useful for driving cars, driving any vehicle. Um, it can even be used for surgeries and gaming, just a lot of things involving computers and electronics in the way that it allows the machine to act, to respond, and to work. So artificial intelligence is derived from computers, from this electronic technology that we currently possess. Now, computers and robots, they will never be conscious, but they can pretend to be. So how does that work? Computer language works through the use of a series of zeros and ones. It's the binary code. And then you have transistors, on and off switches, amplifiers. And the fusion of these logic gates allows for a great complexity of calculations that a computer can perform and be able to answer our questions. So you can use a calculator, which, in my opinion, calculators are artificial intelligence. You ask the calculator, you press the button for what math you want the calculator to calculate, and it gives you the answer. So literally, artificial intelligence is an outcome of computation because the whole point of computers is to make things work. Even laundry machines are artificial intelligence. You tell them when to start and then when to finish. Like a microwave, you set the timer, you set the temperature, microwave oven, anything technological, any machine like a printer, a scanner, anything of that nature is artificial intelligence. So it's not just that app, that software that writes an essay or generates an image based on your feedback or based on what you input. Um, in my opinion, artificial intelligence is anything electronically that works. And now, of course, we have GPS, we have self-driving cars, we might have self-driving drones, planes. But there's a problem with artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence literally means it's artificial and it looks like it's thinking because it's obeying a set of commands, like in a computer code, the zeros and ones, which allows its function. Computers only do what you tell them to do. However, machines are becoming so enriched with transistors and diversity in electronic circuits that they're starting to learn by themselves. You program computers and robots to learn from observation. So machine learning is what it's called. And that's amazing how that can be done. But once again, machines will never be conscious, but they will be tremendously almost like you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. Yeah, I believe that's possible. But they, of course, they don't have conscience. They don't have a soul, if you like to say use that word for science. Now, artificial intelligence, the problem with artificial intelligence is that humans are not having control of what it can do. So, I believe artificial intelligence could be used by world governments to rule the nations. So, like for example, if there's a problem in the world, we can use the artificial intelligence to solve these problems based on all the database and information uh, from the internet, the World Wide Web. The problem is the usage of artificial intelligence by regular people, because in my opinion, this form of technology should only be used by people of in the government or in engineering, not the general population. Because the problem with this technology being used by the general population is that if you want to write a resume for the job you're applying for, you tell the artificial intelligence to write for you. If you are a teacher and you want to write a lesson plan, you tell the artificial intelligence to do it for you. If you're a student and you need some insight on how to do something, you tell the artificial intelligence to do for you. If you're an artist, instead of you picking a pencil and start drawing, you tell the artificial intelligence to do it for you. So what's going to happen? Once again, this is an amazing technology, but it should not be widely available like it is right now. I can see uh, special agencies. I can see NASA. I can see SpaceX using artificial intelligence. Does it make sense to use in these instances? Now, when you have artificial intelligence being used by the general population, this is dangerous because what's going to happen is most people who are using this technology among the general population are people who have trouble thinking for themselves. And this form of technology will just make matters worse. This is why in the ancient world, some forms of knowledge and some forms of technology were not widely available because um, it would be dangerous to allow this availability. And the fear that I have with regards to the future is that people will stop thinking altogether. No longer students in high school can do math like people did 50 years ago because of calculators. I'm also against calculated usage. I think the first time that the student should be allowed to use a calculator is in their senior year in high school because it's a year before they go to college and things like that. You can do physics without calculator. That's why we have AP physics. And some parts in IB physics you don't use calculator either. So it's not really a requirement. You can do math without calculators too. We have log tables, we have trig tables. Instead of teaching the students to press button in the calculators, it would be much better to just have them use those books that no longer are in usage. Those tables. It uses more neurons to find a number in the table than pressing buttons in a calculator. I'm also a big supporter of the return of slide rules to the classroom. Man, slide rules are so cool. Once you learn how to use a slide rule, using a calculator is just boring because all you do is press buttons and you get the answer. But with the slide rule, it makes you feel like you're smart. It makes you feel like you're doing something. So that's what I think. And artificial intelligence is the same way. If people no longer can write their own resume and they get hired for a job, because how are they going to check if that resume did not use artificial intelligence? So technology should be used for in our favor. And just like the ancient civilization had secret knowledge, ancient civilization had X-Files, ancient civilization had stuff that was not widely available for the protection of that civilization. And I think um, we could design a world in which this form of technology would be used by more uh, in leadership. Like I can see a president of a huge nation using this robot and asking the robot questions, and the robot is actually the mentor of the president. Can you imagine that? Imagine if Google, or imagine if a search engine that answers all your questions becomes the mentor of your nation, right? Should I do this? Should I do that? Right? But then you can argue. But then you're saying that the president will no longer think for himself either. No, no, that's not a problem. What we don't want is this technology to be available for the general population because the medical doctors, even the airline pilots, they might need uh, computers to tell them something, to help them fly the plane better, to help them rule the nation properly, to help them make better decisions in diplomacy. Now, are you telling me that you're going to use this technology to write a resume or to make a drawing? Then it's a little too much. There's got to be a balance. We cannot be in extremes, never. Extremes are never good, and that's the fact. So that's my opinion about that this is this technology that is taking over nowadays. Quite worrisome. Like I said, the modern world is going through a transition, and most likely in the future, there's going to be better rules of how things should be because at this point, we're just creating new technologies without realizing that there is a problem with this availability. Not everybody can deal with certain technologies. So, and I believe in the future where we become even more advanced, we'll create more restrictions for this availability, which is a problem. Thanks for watching.